He dines on super cheese. And behold, Mighty Mouse!
For generations, Mighty Mouse has swooped in to save the day with a wink and an operatic flair. But behind the heroic cheese and colorful capes, his story hides some truly odd and unexpected gems. Here come 15 facts bigger and weirder than even Oil Can Harry could dream up. Number 1, the original voice actor stayed uncredited. Let's go back to those matinee mornings when Mighty Mouse swooped across the silver screen. The soaring, energetic voice behind the tiny titan, that belonged to Roy Haley Sr., a man whose name you never saw in the credits. For more than 10 years, starting with Mighty Mouse's debut in 1942, Haley delivered those opera-tinged catchphrases and triumphant calls to action. He embodied the mouse's larger-than-life bravery, turning simple, animated reels into grand adventures. Most fans never knew who gave their hero that unmistakable vibrato. In an era when voice actors worked behind a thick curtain of anonymity, Haley's talent quietly shaped childhoods and Saturday rituals nationwide. His resilient tone powered the character's myth, making Mighty Mouse's heroism something we felt as much as we watched. Sometimes the real legends don't need a spotlight or a byline. They just need a microphone and a little bit of magic. Next, the man behind the cape steps into the shadows as another strange secret unfolds. Number 2, Mighty Mouse. You could almost hear the playful hum of the Mighty Mouse theme echoing behind the scenes, thanks to some surprising crossovers. Before Mighty Mouse soared onto screens in 1942, several voice actors and animation crew members lent their talents to the original Mickey Mouse Club at Disney. That meant the earliest adventures of both mouse legends were shaped, at least in part, by some of the same creative hands and humming voices. When the Terrytoons studio created Mighty Mouse, their artists and voice cast channeled lessons learned from Disney's own animation playbook. Eddie Donnelly, for example, brought a familiar warmth to the plucky hero's voice, while animators crafted scenes full of wit and whimsy that echoed their Disney days. This back and forth between studios led to subtle story nods, shared gags, visual in-jokes, and even that sense of relentless optimism both mice embodied. Mighty Mouse and Mickey may have worn different capes, but their hearts beat to the same joyful rhythm set by artists who knew both worlds. And as the caped crusader dashed across the Saturday morning screen, it felt like you were catching a hint of magic from two mouse kingdoms at once, leaving you curious where these creative currents flowed next. Number 3, Mighty Mouse took on the Cold War. The clash of good and evil on your black and white TV sometimes hit closer to home than you realized. In the 1950s, Mighty Mouse faced down more than just wriggling cats. He squared off against enemies powered by the anxieties of the era, spies in trench coats, power-hungry dictators, even villains with sinister plans for missile attacks. These outlandish adventures mirrored the front pages, echoing Cold War headlines with every Technicolor swoop and punch. For kids glued to their sets on Saturday morning, Mighty Mouse became a pint-sized superhero who fought not just for justice, but for courage in uncertain times. Written with sly nods to world events, episodes like the 1955 Missile Mouse made sure even playground talk included secret codes and daring rescues. It was fantasy, yes, but rooted in the worry and wonder of a country learning to navigate a new kind of fear. Next time you hear his theme song, listen closely. The world he saved might sound all too familiar. Number 4, the show was almost lost to time. Film canisters stacked high, labels curling at the edges. Mighty Mouse almost faded into obscurity before nostalgia could claim him. Back in the shifting days of the 1940s and 50s, Studio Terrytoons moved offices and changed hands, leaving boxes of precious animation reels vulnerable to neglect, damage, or even outright disposal. Original Mighty Mouse episodes, first bursting onto screens in 1942, teetered on the edge of erasure not through scandal but simple oversight. Were it not for the dedication of collectors and a swell of anguished fans, large swaths of these adventures might have been lost forever. Some episodes are now only available through painstaking fan restorations, transferred lovingly to tape or digital before the film crumbled for good. You can still catch the difference. A little hiss, a softer color, the feeling that you're peering at something saved against the odds. This fragile rescue adds to the timeless magic of Mighty Mouse. And as we linger on the flicker of an almost vanished legend, we're reminded just how easily history can slip through our fingers. Number 5, he inspired real science experiments. Under the sterile hum of a research lab, you'll find a strange tribute to Saturday morning's past, the so-called Mighty Mouse gene. In 1998, NASA scientists and geneticists at Johns Hopkins University isolated this gene in actual mice. boosting their muscle growth far beyond the ordinary. They named it after the caped cartoon hero who first soared across movie screens in 1942, blending whimsy with scientific rigor. What started as a pop culture icon in 6-minute serials became a scientific reference, a reminder that even the most technical minds reach for flights of fancy. The Mighty Mouse gene allowed researchers to send tougher rodents into space, helping solve muscle loss during long missions. That bright yellow suit and falsetto catchphrase? It's woven right into real-world breakthroughs, proof that the spirit of childhood wonder might just launch the next great discovery. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever daydream about cartoons making a real difference in the world? Or maybe you heard about scientific discoveries named after pop icons. Share your favorite crossover moments in the comments below. Number 6. Mighty Mouse. In the late 80s, Mighty Mouse made a roaring return with Mighty Mouse: The New Adventures, shaking off his vintage image for something more daring. Under the direction of Ralph Bakshi, the show blended zany animation with smart, irreverent humor. But it was a single, seemingly innocent scene that sent shockwaves through living rooms. Mighty Mouse, the squeaky clean hero, was seen sniffing a crumbled flower. Suddenly, parents across America were in an uproar, alarmed at what they thought was a veiled nod to drug use. Bakshi insisted it was harmless, just a misunderstood gag. Despite his protests, the episode caught fire in the press, and networks yanked the show from schedules in several cities. For a brief moment in 1987, Mighty Mouse was more controversial than ever, reminding us how Saturday morning cartoons weren't always as innocent as they seemed. It was the end of innocence, and the start of something bolder, for the cartoon mouse that could once save the day with a single note. Who could have guessed that a little flower would pack such a punch? Number 7. Mighty Mouse saved the day with opera. Soaring through your living room TV set, Mighty Mouse was far from an ordinary superhero. His secret weapon wasn't just super strength, it was his soaring, operatic voice. Thanks to his creator Paul Terry's genuine fondness for classical music, you'd routinely find Mighty Mouse triumphing over danger while belting out heroic arias, cape swirling, and vibrato shaking the air. This bold tradition, starting when the cartoon debuted in 1942 on Terrytoons, gave kids everywhere an unexpected taste of grand opera before they even knew what it was. The episodes often played like mini musical dramas, and it worked. Mighty Mouse's voice and melody became as legendary as his catchphrase, "Here I come to save the day." The style was totally unique among Saturday morning cartoons, making the show a standout on CBS throughout the 1950s. Each musical showdown still echoes in memory, a blend of high art and slapstick that made even the wildest adventures feel truly epic. As the orchestral notes fade, you can almost hear the next act calling from the wings. Number 8. He fought off some truly strange villains. It wasn't just Oil Can Harry that kept Mighty Mouse on his toes. Take a closer look, and you'll find a rogues gallery that's as outlandish as anything Saturday morning ever served up. Sometimes our caped crusader squared off against cats dressed in villainous World War II uniforms, a not-so-subtle wink to the anxieties of 1940s viewers. Other times, he'd battle mad scientists who conjured up thunderbolts and tornadoes just for a little chaos. There was even a vulture whose piercing, hypnotic glares could send anyone into a daze, proof that in Terrytoons' world, peril came in all feathers and fur. Each bizarre adversary was a mix of timely satire and pure cartoon mischief, reflecting both the headlines of the day and the wildest corners of animator imagination. It made every rescue wildly unpredictable, keeping kids on the edge of their seats. That unpredictable flair meant Mighty Mouse's adventures were never cut and paste, but a new spectacle with every episode. Just when you thought it couldn't get stranger, it always did, and that kept you coming back. Number 9. His love interest changed names. Often, the love story at the heart of Mighty Mouse was never set in stone. Over the years, viewers heard our heroic rodent swoon for a sweetheart named Pearl Pureheart in one cartoon, but in others, she was suddenly Mitzi. These changes happened more often than you might think, popping up between episodes as writers tweaked the script to fit a fresh gag, a new villain, or simply a playful mood in the studio. Created in 1942, Mighty Mouse captivated young audiences on CBS screens for decades, but his leading lady's identity proved as flexible as the slapstick stories. Fans debate to this day which name truly belongs in Mighty Mouse canon, a debate that echoes across forums and childhood memories. Whether you rooted for Pearl or Mitzi, one thing's for sure: the ever-changing sweetheart kept every Saturday morning feeling spontaneous. Next up, the surprises just keep coming. Number 10. Andy Kaufman made him a cult TV legend. Bright red tights, a spandex chest, and a plucky chorus. Suddenly, the Mighty Mouse theme was back. The moment happened on Saturday Night Live Live's premiere episode in 1975. That night, comedian Andy Kaufman stood stoic on stage, awkward and silent, until the familiar "Here I Come to Save the Day" blared from a record player. Kaufman lip-synced a single line, then fell silent again, defying every punchline and expectation. It was bizarre. It was hilarious. And overnight, a new cult of Mighty Mouse superfans was born. The show's live audience didn't know what to make of it. Neither did millions at home. But everyone remembered Mighty Mouse. Kids who had never seen those original 1940s Terrytoons suddenly hummed the theme in school halls. Adults dusted off their memories of Saturday morning reruns and cereal bowls stacked high. By playing it odd and playing it straight, Kaufman gave Mighty Mouse a second shot at stardom. All it took was a single surreal moment to transform a forgotten cartoon hero into retro gold. Next, we discover another tale where nostalgia struck in unexpected ways. Number 11. Mighty Mouse was one of the first cartoon superheroes. The squeak of a high note, a flash of red cape, and suddenly, Saturday mornings were never quite the same. Mighty Mouse burst onto screens in 1942, swooping into the black and white world of Terrytoons and turning the idea of a superhero upside down by making him a mouse. While Superman took to the radio and Batman ruled the comics, only Mighty Mouse was saving the day for animation's underdog crowd. He didn't just fly, he belted out operatic areas, complete with swelling orchestras. You could hear kids everywhere humming his theme, dreaming of Technicolor rescues where good always triumphed. This pint-sized powerhouse set the tone for parody and slapstick heroics in every cartoon that followed, from Underdog to the Powerpuff Girls. His charm and catchy theme song kept him in syndication for generations, reminding fans that sometimes the littlest heroes soar the highest. And as dawn broke on each cartoon marathon, the legacy of Mighty Mouse's quirk and courage soared right beside it, blazing a trail for tomorrow's unlikely champions. Number 12. Mighty Mouse? The rustle of newsprint and the fresh scent of ink brought Mighty Mouse into millions of eager hands long before Saturday morning cartoons took over. In 1942, Mighty Mouse burst from celluloid into comic book form, quickly soaring past the silver screen and landing on newsstands everywhere. Artists like Alex Toth and Dan DeCarlo, now legends in the comic world, lent their talents to these pages, infusing every panel with energy and style. The comic books let creators stretch the hero's universe, granting him strange, wild powers and quirky friends you'd never spot in the TV version. One year you'd find Mighty Mouse zipping through outer space. The next, he was teaming up with wisecracking sidekicks or facing villains who never made it to animation. Today, collectors scour shops and online listings searching for those rare 1940s and 50s issues, hoping to add a slice of Golden Age magic to their shelves. That first colorful cover, the promise of heroics in every story. Mighty Mouse lived larger than life on the page, always ready to save the day. Number 13. The Mighty Mouse theme song was a pop sensation. Few TV theme songs can rival the infectious power of "Here I Come to Save the Day." Sung in the 1950s by the golden-voiced John Gary, the Mighty Mouse anthem shot far beyond Saturday morning cartoons. With its bold brass and operatic punch, the song became a rallying cry that generations instantly recognized. The original Mighty Mouse show first soared onto TV screens in 1942, but it was that thunderous theme, echoing in living rooms from coast to coast, that gave the hero his staying power. Comedians from Andy Kaufman to SNL couldn't resist parodying it, making the tune a wink to anyone in the know. Even kids who never saw the original instantly feel that jolt of excitement as soon as the first note hits. Decades later, one musical riff can summon a whole era of capes, cereal bowls, and those impossible Saturday morning dreams. Sometimes a cartoon's legacy isn't just its hero, but the song you still can't get out of your head. Number 14. His costume changed colors multiple times. It's easy to picture Mighty Mouse in that famous yellow suit with a bold red cape, but if you dig back through the early reels, things get a lot more colorful and confusing. When Terrytoons first introduced the character in 1942, his costume was far from set. Early shorts flashed electric blue bodysuits, deep reds, and all sorts of experimental combinations. Eagle-eyed viewers glimpsed a patchwork wardrobe as animators played with ideas, searching for a look that would truly pop on screen. The debate among fans flared up not only in living rooms, but in comic book letters and playground arguments across America. By the late 1940s, the studio settled on that punchy yellow and red, a pairing that finally became Mighty Mouse's calling card. But for a stretch, you never quite quite knew what colors you'd get, kind of like an animated game of surprise. Watching those shifting costumes now, you feel the wild inventiveness that fueled Saturday morning cartoons. And just after Mighty Mouse's colors locked in, the character soared into the pop culture stratosphere, setting the stage for superhero icons to come. Number 15. He was originally called Super Mouse. 1942 debut. Picture this. It is 1942, and a caped mouse is swooping through theaters with super strength and boundless charm. But in his animated debut, this hero was not called Mighty Mouse. He began as Super Mouse, a tongue-in-cheek salute to the booming Superman craze that swept comic books and movie serials in the early 40s. The folks at Terrytoons recognized the power of a super-powered rodent. But after just a year, whispers of legal issues or possible copyright overlap steered them in another direction. Super Mouse became Mighty Mouse in 1943. With a simple name change, a legend was born. Kids everywhere soon memorized his high-pitched catchphrases and the unforgettable opening tune. Right from the start, this little mouse proved he could dodge trouble both on and off screen. As we look back, you can almost hear the triumphant fanfare that meant Saturday mornings had truly begun.